question to the three incumbents, starting with John Denver. What are you doing to improve city council relationships?
What I'm doing to, first off, you guys got to understand, there isn't 4 different cities up there. There's 2. There's a group that would like to have the city, that the people who don't want any more people in Menifee, don't want any more houses unless they're $500,000 and on 15,000 square feet, and they really don't want any more businesses. They just don't want any more. Their side is no. Then there's the pro-business side, pro-freedom side, pro-capitalist side, pro when you want to build your garage, you can build it. One side says, no, we don't want anything more done in Menifee. The other side says, yes, you should be able to grow your town. It's very difficult to compromise when you have one side that's right and the other side that's wrong.
Okay, Tom Furman.
What you really got to realize that we are a district city. All right, we have 4 different districts and 4 different representatives for each one of those districts. That district commissioner, the district councilman, has to speak for his people. All right, I'm the rural country councilman. I talk to my people. I'm home. I do nothing else. I have 100% dedication to this job. I don't have another job. I'm retired and I devote my time to this job. So the 4 difference of opinions, you're going to have it. My opinion is not the same as some cities. So you got to, politics is a compromise. And a good compromise has a good argument and a good discussion. And this has to happen in a good city.
Okay, same question for Scott.
Well, I'm going to take a different angle. I mean, you know, this is a republic, not a democracy. That's what our country was founded upon. And, you know, what some call arguing and bickering, I call healthy debate. The current council, the previous councils have had, you know, they're eccentric, all 5 of us. In the previous councils, you know, you bring different personalities, you bring different backgrounds, and you bring them to the council and you're expected to advance policy. You know, you're gonna debate, you're gonna argue, you're gonna make deals. That's the nature of politics. But what my view is that you don't want to compromise your principles while reaching a principled compromise. And so the thing I guess that I don't like about the atmosphere on this current council and on the previous council is that we got politics that get played too much from the dais. And we get politics that get played from the dais for political gain for the future. And you know what? That's got to stop. The politics that get played is advanced to try to get press coverage, to try to persuade the public and do other things. That's got to stop in Menifee.
Thank you. Next question. And we will start with Tom Furman on this one. What will be your approach in dealing with developers?
I give them 10 years of free taxes. How's that? Yeah. Carson City did it, gave a tax-based relief. But in dealing with developers, okay, we only deal with the decisions that have been made through the development and development process. After decisions and agreements are made, we are the judges to see if it fits in our city. All right, to foster a developer, I don't deal with developers. I don't even talk to developers, and I don't take their contributions. So when it comes to the final product that they want me to decide on, I have to see if it fits.
Okay. Sue?
So I think what we have to realize here is that dealing with developers from a position of city council member, it's a business transaction. We serve you to make sure that you have the amenities in the community that make your lives easy. And in working with the developers, regardless of whether it's something that's already been established and voted on and approved, or whether it's a new project coming before us, it's incumbent on us to look at that, discuss it with them, and determine what is in the best interest of all involved. And that means negotiating. And they negotiate. They are reasonable people. They understand that they're going to do business here for a long time in many different ways. They are not out to gouge everybody as per a very small contingent's opinion of them. reasonable, appropriate growth in our community. That's how I would deal with it.
Okay. Matt?
My approach with dealing with developers, you know, I deal with developers day in and day out as on the planning commission. I've always held developers accountable to creating quality for the city. I will never let a developer come in here and give anything subpar for this community. We need more parks. We need to connect our trails in our city. We need to bring more amenities to this city that everybody wants. Sue's right, though. We do work deals out with them, and there's a reason for that. They are the people that build our infrastructure. That's where our infrastructure gets built in this city, and you know, there's a balance. You know, we want something from them, but they want something from us, and you know, working in harmony with them, creating that balance, but at the same time never backing down, and always making sure that we get what we want for our city.
Okay, thank you. Scott?
For me, when it comes to the development community in the city of Menifee, I'm going to process, in my mind, every application that comes to the city council through the lens of the general plan. The general plan that was unanimously passed in December of 2013 with the land use map and the underlying zoning that goes with it, that went with 16 general plan advisory committee meetings, 12 or 13 planning commission meetings, 3 meetings of the Menifee City Council to bring together a product that businessmen and women can come and say, we'd like to do business in Menifee, and I can build a business model, and I can build a business plan with the land use map that's been approved by the city and not have it changed by city staff, and not have it changed by the planning commission, and not have my project changed by the council when it comes before us. And so my family was in the construction industry for 45 years. Job creation, they build neighborhoods, they build parks, they bring amenities. They are the engine that fuels the economy. And it's the balance that we need to have in Menifee to make it go.
Okay, Gloria?
I believe that we have to build a rapport with our developers, but we have to make sure that developers understand that this is our city. They come into our city. They want to develop things. I think they need to really have the input of the citizens on what type of building is going to take place within a close range of any community. I have a lot of respect for our planning commission. I think they do great things in asking these tough questions of our developers. And even though we should respect our general plan, I believe that the developers should also respect it and should not come and change their projects every time they feel like it. They should stick with what they first proposed, and we should encourage that to continue.
Okay, thank you. And Paul?
Working with developers, it's critical. We really need to work with them. They got the expertise of what we need to do to make this a quality community. A lot of the community out there, what I've seen walking around is they want what they came here for, and they want it preserved. We need to work with the builders to use their expertise to accomplish what they want to do, but also accomplish that goals of what the people of the city want. That's one of the big directions we need to do, is reach out to the people, make sure we understand what their vision is. And the developers are critical, working with them to help accomplish their vision.
Okay, thank you.
Well, let's see, as far as construction goes, I've been doing this since 1970, so I've had my hands in the dirt for a long time. So I know how developers work. They come in here and do a project of a bunch of rooftops, and you get the fee out of them. Then after that, you get a small tax base out of developers who develop housing tracts. So what you need is light commercial here. We kind of seem like we get stuck in a zone that we need more housing here. We need light commercial here. And we've got a lot of projects that were put through Menifee, and deals were made, I believe, that we have parks that can't be built now. We have 2 parks or 2 fields that were given to the city of Menifee that we can't use because it was a bad deal. This is what I would do on the city council of Menifee, is make sure that when a developer comes in, presents his project, that before he pulls the trigger, it is right, and there's no deals after that from his side to the city of Menifee.
Okay, and John?
How am I going to deal? Say the question.
The question is, what will be your approach in dealing with developers?
82% of the city of Menifee was approved on developers, what they proposed before we became a city. 82%. We have choices to talk about on 18% of Menifee. We don't have to make a decision for 20 years. All the developments that are coming to our town were approved long ago. If we change them too much, if we take them in the back room and try and talk them into getting rid of 100 units, all they have to do is sue us, and they will win because they're already approved. And so all this is kind of irrelevant. The general plan is what it's all about. There it is. That's where the commercial goes. That's where the residential goes. It's virtually all been approved. All we have to do is make sure that they do what they say they were